Hello vinyl community, this is Dave from Texas, and I'm going to show you some of the stuff I picked up here recently at the library sale. It's held here, I don't know, about twice or three times a year, and then the time they held it this last time, they had another sale going on from the Friends of the Library, which is down on the south end of the loop, so I swung by there as well. And both places, I don't know if they are, if they are done by the same people. I think the ones on the South Loop are trying to raise funds for scholarships and stuff like that too, but I really don't know. I'm kind of newish to the town, so I'm kind of learning some of this stuff through the time I'm here. But anyway, both have CDs, books, movies, VHS tape, and all kinds of media. And I look through it all because I like all kinds of media as well. But anyway, here's one of the first things I picked up, and they were all about $1 or $2. It's this compact jazz from Bud Powell. It's bebop jazz on the Verve label. It plays piano, and there's some good session players on here as well. Kenny Clark, Ray Brown, Max Roach, and some other ones. And this is the type of thing I like listening to when I'm in the kitchen. And I'm probably going to show a lot of those kitchen CDs because there's quite a few of them that I picked up that I like listening to in the kitchen while I'm either preparing food, lunch or supper, or like doing the dishes afterwards. Here's one I picked up. Tales of Mullumbimby, I believe is how it's said, which I think is someplace in Australia, by Frank Fisher. And I picked this up. One of the first things that I saw about this CD was that it was on this let's see here if I can read it, Innovative Communications disc, which is known for some of their synthesizer stuff. And I tend to like that kind of thing, and I was hoping this would be more synthesizer, but it's kind of more like new age, which is fine. I like that stuff too. But one of the reasons I picked it up was because it had a session player on it as well that I recognized by the name of Booty Siebert, or Siebert. And I'm not real sure where Booty is from, but I had another album by him, which is this here. It's called Booty und Gumbles, I think is how it's said, which may be German. I don't know. But he is a multi-instrumentalist and plays all kinds of things like percussion, wind instruments, and that sort of thing. The name of this album is called Hum. And I bought this down in Austin when I was down there, many years ago at Waterloo. And when I went in, this was back when Waterloo was on the other side of Town Lake. And they had just kind of gotten opened up and gotten started. And they'd play all kinds of things, and you could walk around in there and read the, had little text things talking about the albums and what they were about and everything, and they'd play music in there all the time. And that was back when they would also, like, if you had some albums, or this is before CDs, I think, that you wanted to sell, they would buy them back from you and give you credit. And they're still going today. I really like that record store anyway. This Booty Siebert album is kind of, it describes it as new Alpine music, and it's got Andreas Vollenweider, or Vollenweider, on it as well, which is a Swiss harpist, and I like a lot of his albums as well. and them tagging it as you know, as alpine music is really kind of what this sounds like. There's a lot of percussion. There's a lot of flutes or other wind instruments, horns, pipes, accordions. It's very kind of, you know, not quite European, but it has its own flavor, that's for sure. And it's kind of maybe between New Age and progressive, I think. But between that album and this one here, this is the better one to find. And they've got this on Discogs if any of that interests you. But this is okay, but it's not one of my favorite New Age albums. Picked this up, which is Winter Solstice on Windham Hill label. They've made many series of this thing, which is just various artists, and I like it because you get a good cross section, and this is very indicative of the time we're in right now. It has that kind of introspective, impressionistic of the winter feel to it, and it has piano music, guitar music, and Will Eicherman, people like Liz Story, Barbara Higgy, is that her name? I can't read it. Anyway, Paul McCandless, I think it's Higgins, Barbara Higgins. Anyway, it's a good music. Picked this up too. This is another kitchen thing I like listening to. This is on a world music label, and they have a lot of different ones. Here's another one over here. Actually, Women of Spirit, which is kind of vocals from various musicians, and it's on the Putumayo World Music label, right there. And they're all pretty good. I like them, and they come with like these little booklets that kind of tell a little bit about the music and the artist and such. If you're wanting to know a little bit about, there's one on Serge Gainsborough, about any of these artists, while you listen, you can read it and, you know, listen to the music. Another reason I wanted to pick this up was because I noticed it had way down here at the bottom the Baguette Quartet, I believe is how they say their name. And I've got another cassette or CD, excuse me, by them here, and I found this pretty cheap. And they're, from what I read on the internet, that they're not French musicians. They're from San Francisco, I believe, or up in the Bay Area. And I'll turn this down. They, but I really love their. It kind of sounds like French cafe music to me. The name of this album is, well, here we go. I need Fred Big Star 1000 to pronounce that for me. I think it's Chez Moi or something like that. I'm Texas, so I can't speak French. But anyway, you can see the cover. It's a really good album. I highly recommend that one. I bought this. It's Brazilian music. Sergio Mendes and Brazil 66. This is 2 albums on 1 disc. And I picked it up because it has one of their hits on it. It's The Girl from Ipanema. No, excuse me, I think that might be on here. I got it for Full on the Hill, the Beatles song. And I always liked their rendition of it. It's got some other Beatles songs on here too, Day Tripper, and with a little help from my friends, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, and then of course some Spanish music is on here too, or samba, bossa nova, that type thing. Here's another one in the same vein. This is Astrud Gilberto. Now she was the woman that had the hit "Girl from Ipanema" that I was thinking of, and it is called Finest Hour, and it just has a lot of her, hit songs on it, or a lot of her better songs on here, and I like the way she sings. Whenever I bought these, I bought like some of these at the library, like this one. Here's another one. This one here. They didn't come in the original. Some of them didn't come in the original CD cases, nor with the covers, which I wish they would have done. But for the price, they were all like $1 or cheaper. I don't think I bought one anything over $1. They were well worth it for that, to me. This one's called Wild Mountain Time by Scott Tennant. It's on the DeLeos label, which generally caters to classical music and stuff. And this is classical guitar by him, and it's Celtic music, and it's pretty pleasant CD to listen to. I don't know that I would say anything is super outstanding on it, but it's just an overall pleasant music to listen to, and he's very, very good at playing his guitar. Picked this one up by Ravi Shankar. Did not have it by him. And there's some other musicians on here with him, playing kind of traditional sounding music from India. I have a couple other albums by Ravi Shankar, and I really like them. Here's another one without the cover on ECM Records, but I won't complain seeing how it was $1. It is Walter Fry, the Hilliard Ensemble, in 1993, ECM Records. This is basically, sometime back ECM started doing other type things, and this one here is more classical inspired, with some with a choir. The Hilliard Ensemble is a choir on it as well. This is a 2-record set by Keith Jarrett. It's trio music, and it has the Jack DeJohnette and Gary Peacock on it. It's a live set, and it's a 2-record set, and I'm pretty sure I got both CDs, but for some reason I can't find the other one. I'll have to try and track it down. But this is one I've been listening to in the kitchen as well. Good kitchen music. Here's one by Joe Pass, Virtuoso 4, and I think I have, these are in a series, and I have some other ones by Joe Pass. I really love his guitar playing. I think if I could play guitar like any famous person, he would at least be one of them. I mean, and maybe at my top of my list, and maybe #1, I don't know. But his guitar playing is just very soothing to me. It's precision, and the guy just can't do any wrong in my book. I mean, I really love him. Here's the second CD. It's on the Pablo label. It has like just It's a Wonderful World, and I think there's some like standards on here. Lush Life is one. Come Rain or Come Shine, and Someday My Prince Will Come. That might seem schmaltzy to some people, but they don't come off that way to me. They're just A lot of them are kind of just like romantic ballads that I could listen to anytime, really. Particularly if I want to like get my spirits lifted or whatever, or just, I don't know, hear something pleasant. I got this one here, which is classical. It's got Schubert on it, Elgar, and it's got by the Philharmonic. It's on some strange Japanese label. And but it again too comes with a little booklet. It might have been some budget CD, I don't know, but it plays well. And always like listening to you know, putting something on that has various musicians on it or various compositions on it. And for the price, you can't hardly beat it. Let's see, what label is this on? I don't know. I don't know that it says. It's like some, I don't know, Japanese release. Could be. I just don't know much about it. Can't read Japanese either. Here's one called Live at the Knitting Factory. This is some club in New York City. This is volume 3. I think there were like 3 or 4 volumes of this. And this is volume 3. And it's kind of like RIO or rock and opposition music, which I like. I have my taste for that. I don't like listening to it all the time, but I certainly like listening to it more these days than I ever have, really. I like free jazz too, and a lot of that kind of sounds like the stuff on here is like it's kind of free jazz, noise, a little bit of punk aggression maybe. This has Dr. Nerve on it, which I'd never heard of before, but I like them. And let's see, No Safety, Gentle, Safe, and Natural. Mostly Negativland, I've heard of them. Don Byron plays the music of Mickey Katz. Marilyn Crystal, I've heard of her, she's a pianist. With Andrew Cyril, it's a duet. And so it's just various artists that have played at the Knitting Factory, and I like it, it's good. This one is by Johnny Winters, I'm a Bluesman. I have several other of Johnny's albums, and this was one of his later ones that he recorded right before he died. But if I were to pick up any Johnny Winters, I'd say get something from his earlier days. His first and second albums are kind of classics, and anything like his first 5, I would say, would be great ones to have. There goes the booklet. But yeah, this one doesn't measure up in my book, unfortunately. I hate to say that, but not everything does. As you know, if you collect music, you tend to like some things better than others. And this was okay to hear for sure for the price. And then I bought a book, which I'll go into maybe more next time if anybody's interested, or maybe I'll just do it more later. I'm keeping it short, but it is this book here. There's your promo, and I'll probably talk more about that next time. But just wanted to show my newest acquisitions and finds. Hope everybody is having a good holiday and getting ready for Christmas. The weather here in Texas has finally cooled off some, not quite winter. I mean, it's colder than it has been, but it's been a mild winter down here, and I can appreciate that. So anyway, happy holidays, BC. Talk to you later.